Okay. Sorry, let me get level again.
Sometimes I get a good feeling. I get a feeling that I've never, ever had before. I get a good feeling. Yeah.
Good. That'll do.
Colin had a problem and a microphone to spare. Thomas took it up and so the podcast went to air. For weeks and months they trolled through every single DVD. They've unwrapped all the ones they can and now they're cellulose free. Now they're cellulose free.
Hello, dear listener, and welcome to Cellulose Free. My name is Colin, and with me as always is my fellow film watcher, compadre and son, Thomas.
Hi, hello.
What have you been up to?
I decided to get into a new video game, which isn't actually all that new, but it was new to me. Isles of Sea and Sky, which is a puzzle game, which got harder quicker than I was expecting it to.
Right.
But, you know, I paid $6 for it, and I got 10-12 hours out of it, so I'm not complaining that much. It just very, very steep curve.
But you completed it, though?
Not without help.
Right.
But yes, it is technically finished.
Good. I just briefly thought back to when I were a lad, when you got stuck at something, you couldn't find it on the internet because there wasn't one. And people would sell books with cheat codes. And
hey, look, finding this information on the internet wasn't easy either.
Right.
Yeah. And that's really about it as far as things I got up to be honest.
Oh.
I wanted to end up going for a walk, but then I just didn't get up in time in order to have a walk, so that didn't happen.
I can relate.
Yeah.
Except that I did get my walks.
Yeah.
But a lot later than I intended.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're talking like 4 hours or so after I'd intended the day before. Right.
Yeah.
Get out at this time, and yeah, the next day, 4 hours later, I've got to do this. And so, yeah.
The trouble is, by the time I get up and I've gotten ready and all of that, if it is, maybe even half an hour later than I expect to, then I'm going to end up going through a busy area that I don't particularly want to.
Right.
And
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got a bit flummoxed because the route that I was heading back through on a particular day, I knew that they were blocking off a certain area for a quote-unquote burn-off.
Yeah.
And so that would not be available to me. Yeah. But by the time that I'd got around and thought, right, how am I getting home? Right, I'll just go this way.
No.
And then hit the signs and had to double back and sort of weave my way back the other day. So you'd think that I'd have learnt my lesson, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But 2 days later,
That's still going.
Yeah.
Still going.
Yeah, I do say quote unquote because there hasn't been a great deal of smoke, but there's been a lot of chainsawing. And I'm wondering, and the chainsawing seems to be coming from an area that I'm well aware has a number of, let's say, not quite legal accommodation constructions.
Oh, yeah.
Hidden in the bush. And part of me suspects that that's actually their main intention in this circumstance, is that they're saying, right, everyone needs to get out because we're going to be burning. And so the amount of noise and not burning that's going on sounds more like they're...
Let's do some enforcement while we're in
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have mixed feelings about that. But anyway, got a number of walks in and upped my step rate and a couple of swims in yesterday and today. I got wet at Beowulf.
Great.
And yesterday when I went down there, so there's that one, I don't know how often you go to Beowulf Beach.
Onto the beach? Not. I don't
You go along the bike track?
Yeah,
though?
I go along the...
So you're aware of these sort of circular single change room.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. Well, on Saturday when I was at Parkrun, I noticed that that was locked and there was quite obviously no one in there. I thought, oh, okay, so someone will deal with that. But yesterday, I'm sort of heading towards the beach and there's a guy who's desperately trying to get in there. He's dripping wet and, he's wanting to dry off and get changed. And I thought, still hasn't been sorted. So I got the reporting app out and then I thought, there's a gap wide enough if I suck my stomach in to climb in underneath and unlock it from the inside, because they've changed the locking mechanism in it so that it can't be emergency opened from the outside.
Great.
Yeah, it wasn't deliberate. Someone had broken the original lock.
Right.
And the quick fix solution was to just stick a sliding lock inside, which doesn't have any mechanism of so you have some rat bag who decides, hey, it'll be fun if I close it and lock it and then scoop out underneath. And it's locked. So, I said to this guy, I was wondering whether it had been sorted because it was locked on Saturday. And he said, yeah. And I said, well, look, can you spot for me whilst I climb in underneath? And I said, oh, absolutely. So, yeah. He was a little larger than me and had no hope of pulling off the manoeuvre. And, I got applause by a couple of other onlookers as well. But it meant that I then continued on and had my swim and used that to get dressed in. And,
I think I went in there once on a particularly sweaty walk.
Right.
I was like, this shirt is quite moist. But nothing I could do about it because it was the shirt that I had, so... Yeah.
Other than that, there was something else that I was going to raise.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it was. Do you think I wrote it down on a sticky note?
Doesn't sound like either of us.
Nah, it didn't. It doesn't matter anyway. We have a film to watch.
We do.
Yeah. I believe it's about a native dog who's got a problem with excess sweat glands and so smells prolifically.
Look, I can tell you a bunch of things that we're not watching.
Right.
We're not watching Grendel, a 1981 Australian animated film.
Right.
We're not watching Heroes and Demons, which was an episode of Star Trek Voyager.
Right.
Animated epics Beowulf, 1998. We're not watching the 1999 Beowulf starring Christopher Lambert. We're not watching The 13th Warrior from 1999, or Beowulf and Grendel starring Gerard Butler from 2005, or Grendel, a Sci-Fi Channel television movie from 2007, or Beowulf Prince of the Geats, which was produced on a shoestring budget, also in 2007. Outlander.
It sounds like 2007 was
2008,
definitely the year for
Yeah.
cashing in on Beowulf Cash Cow.
A 13-episode series on ITV called Beowulf Return to the Shieldlands. That was on in 2016.
Right.
Or Story Chest, The Saga of Beowulf.
All right, I'm getting the picture here. You keep listing all these things that we're not watching.
Yeah.
What are we watching?
We are
week?
watching the 2007 animated Beowulf, directed by Robert Zemeckis, starring Ray Winstone, with a manuscript written by John Avery and Neil Gaiman.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yep. It is what it is.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Based on... now, did you do your homework and work out who wrote the original poem?
No.
Right.
No, I did not solve the millennial-long mystery.
See, that's what you could have done this week, Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, please tell our dear listener the plot synopsis from wherever you gather your plot synopsises from. In this case, it is a case.
The back of the characteristically rattly DVD case.
I hadn't heard a rattle until just then, so you did pretty good.
Well,
Please.
I'd put it down, so...
Yes.
A hero steps forth, proclaiming his fame and his name, Beowulf, slayer of monsters, defender of the realm. He will kill the voracious beast ravaging the Viking land. He will claim gold and kingdom as his reward. But will his unchecked ambition ultimately demand a terrible toll of him? Ray Winstone plays the heroic title role, and Angelina Jolie... Jolie? There's no N in that last name.
Jolie, Angelina Jolie. Sorry.
And Angelina Jolie portrays the seductive mother of monsters in this epic tale set in a time of demons and dragons, warriors and temptresses. The lusty camaraderie, the battle with grotesque Grendel, the fiery death duel with the dragon, all here, all in a revolutionary new performance capture vision from filmmaker Robert Zemeckis. Hail Beowulf, bravest of the brave.
Good. That was almost longer than the poem, I think.
No. Maybe one of the shorter passages, but no. No, the poem is quite long. I have not read it.
The movie is quite long, so
yeah.
Thomas is going to take the disc out of its case. We're going to watch it, and we're going to come back and talk about it. So we shall catch you on the flip side.
Turn to side B.
For Beowulf.
Yeah.
And he's a mongrel.
No.
No?
No. Human man.
Oh, so he's not a wolf?
No.
Oh. I have questions.
We'll answer them after the break.
Okay, thanks, you mongrel. So, what did you think?
I think
Yes.
that you should have a good think about what you bring to the table 2 weeks from now for what will be the 200th episode of Cellulose Free.
I have been thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whatever thinking you have been doing,
Yeah.
think harder.
Was it that bad, Thomas?
Okay.
Yeah.
Having said all of that,
Yeah.
it's just okay.
That's generous.
Yeah. It's, the pacing is all over the place, but it's sort of a difficult story to make a film about because it centres around these 3 battles that take place with some amount of distance between them.
Right.
But it's also a story that, in the form that we have it now, does not have any of the "these men have had sex with Grendel's mother" storyline. None of that is in the text as we actually have it.
Right.
Now,
so who are you blaming, Thomas?
Well, it's subject to debate,
Right.
as to whether those elements were in there originally and may have been taken out as Christianity took hold and enacted its own sensibilities on basically wherever it could get its hands on. But no, I do blame the screenwriters and the director for enabling the screenwriters.
So there were screenwriters?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And it all sort of comes back round to the question that I had about Mars Needs Mums, which is, why are you making an animated film if you want the humans to be as realistic as you are attempting to make them?
If you want a film that completely encapsulates the concept of Uncanny Valley,
Yeah.
I think this is it.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that there are moments where the faces are absolutely realistic and believable. And then they turn their head just slightly.
It's gone.
It's gone. And very creepily so. And eye focus goes. And, it's just, yuck.
Oh, no, sorry. Those eyes are dead. Those are dead eyes.
Those are dead eyes. And you're absolutely right. Why go for this technique? I had to remind myself, because I'm quite sure I had the timeline right in my mind, that this came out in 2007.
Yeah.
And I had to just double check because it wasn't working in my head, but it was right. Okay, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring came out in 2001. So 6 years before this. And then each year after that, stylistically and visually, they kept on getting better and better.
Yeah.
With Two Towers and then Return of the King. And the fact that they were being churned out one a year. And yes, they were many years in the making prior to that.
Oh, yeah.
But that, in a lot of ways, makes it even more incomprehensible that this clunky, awkward mess of a unpaced film could come out after those three. Years after those three, that, yes, were using live actors and except, I should point out, there were some, like Gollum, that were motion captured, and motion captured so well and formed into the rest of the live action so well that they were convincing.
You know what the difference there is? Those motion captured characters weren't trying to emulate full-size, realistic humans.
Yeah. And I think there was some rehearsal that happened as well.
Yeah.
Some of the scenes in Beowulf felt like they were motion capturing a first run-through.
Yeah.
Some of which may have just been the desk read-through. Oh, sorry, that's really harsh. It's just...
Oh boy, John Malkovich as Unferth. What a terrible performance.
It was just really, really bad.
Yeah.
The whole concept of motion capture, in my understanding, is that opportunity to have a physical interaction that can be captured. There were some scenes with... Oh, mine's gone blank. The First King.
Yeah. Anthony Hopkins.
Brilliant actor.
Yeah.
But again, it felt like the first read-through so many times. They probably had to animate their arms because they were still holding their scripts. It was just... it was ghastly, Thomas. I think you were actually being generous after saying I had to pick.
Yeah.
I just... and it wasn't helped that my main memory was this is how cutscenes in video games of the era looked like that didn't have a large budget. And it just felt like just a constant series of cutscenes of a budget computer game. It just, the swimming. It just looked so wrong. And there were also other sections where frame rates just... Did they speed up the mocap and there weren't enough frames captured, and so the in-betweeners just went from point A to point B rather than fill in a couple of... I despair, Thomas.
My problems with the pacing are perfectly encapsulated by right at the very start of the film. And the revelers are carrying on.
Yeah.
And we slowly zoom out. And we slowly zoom out. And we go behind something so we can zoom out further.
Yeah.
And we slowly zoom out. You think we're done?
No.
We're going to keep slowly zooming out.
Keep zooming out.
And then we finally get to the cave.
Okay, I mentioned that I've gone for a couple of walks, and today I'm feeling quite weary.
Yeah.
But this film should have kept me awake, and I just kept feeling myself dozing off. It was dull. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Thomas.
And then, right before and during the fight with Grendel, a lovely game of hide the sausage.
What were they thinking, Thomas?
And that's in the text. You went into it naked.
Okay.
That's what happened.
So
but no, we've got to keep it. We've got to keep it PG-13, and now can't see it. Can't see his genitals. Not allowed.
The things that they're trying to remain faithful to just became just completely awkward.
Yeah.
It was.
It's very convenient that Grendel's mother is covered in gold, and I know that it's mostly sloughing off, but on her breasts, no, got to keep that there. Cannot see the female nipple. Not allowed.
No. Oh dear.
Especially not in this context. And all that just to sort of keep it PG-13 because. Well, nobody sees R-rated films. Nobody sees anything like that in cinemas.
No.
So,
I guess that also brings up the problem of who was the audience for this. The whole premise is the fact that it's based on a piece of high art.
Yeah.
Sorry, I say that, and the flip side of that is it's also an ancient campfire story type of deal. Maybe it's the problem with the core text. Who is that aimed at?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, people from at least 1,000 years ago who spoke Old English.
Yeah, but if you're aiming for the PG-13, would that target audience have been satisfied with that? I guess what I'm asking is, were we not the target audience?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's right. 12 and 13-year-olds would have just been bored out of their brains with that. Apart from the chuckling over the let's keep things covered. And okay, maybe that was a smart move.
And oh boy, did they contrive so many methods.
I think it would have been less of an embarrassment if they'd just pixelated. I don't know. The only other note that I've got is massive dragon with heart the size of a human.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
This is a creature of demons. It doesn't obey our laws.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry. I guess my brain is too highly trained to think of that. Yeah. Okay, I'll pull my head in. And my heart. Because my heart certainly wasn't in that.
We have arrived at the point where we are thinking too hard about things.
We are. Thomas, do you have anything else you wish to say about that mess?
My position has hardened over the course of these minutes we've been talking about it.
I haven't twisted you around to...
No.
Right.
No, it's...
twisting
would
the other
imply
way.
that, there was something forcible about it. And it's like, no, I have fought over it again, and it's not good.
No.
It's not good.
Did you happen to note the budget for it?
About $150 million. Then.
Wow.
And it made about $200 million.
So not getting a sequel then?
Well, no.
It did leave it open for a sequel, Thomas. I found that ending very open-ended.
Did you know there was a novelisation? There was a novelisation of the film.
Was it Alan Dean Foster?
No, not Alan Dean Foster. Probably
He'd possibly stopped by then.
not someone you know. Kills the ambiguous ending.
Right.
He walks away.
Right.
And curses over. That's the end.
Okay. Yeah, I was waiting for him to just put it on the ground and crush it with a rock or something. Anyway.
Well, you think crushing a cursed object's going to do anything?
That's true.
It just appeared out of the sand.
Yeah, true. Anyway.
Anyway.
I tire of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing else?
No.
Okay. I think we'll move on. Except I do ask you.
Yeah.
This film is really difficult to obtain anywhere. What do I do with our copy?
The same thing you've done with all of the other films that we've said we'll be getting rid of. Leaving it on the shelf forever.
Okay, good. Cool. We'll move on then.
The following segment has no title. Thank you.
I mean, what was my answer ever going to be anything else?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. We will start over on Discord with Entuosferatu,
Hi, Entuosferatu.
who says, "Can't believe TMBG has a new album, also was touring, finished the tour, and started another tour. Look, if they're not recording an album, then they're on tour. And sometimes even when they're on tour, they're recording an album."
They are just so touring.
Oh yeah,
It's just...
they just keep going.
Yeah.
One day it will end,
It will.
but we have a backing band to support, and we're going to support our backing band as best we can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Entuosferatu continues, "My first car was a 1968 VW Bug. It never came alive except for the ants that one time."
Oh, dear. Okay, full disclosure. I've had a number of friends growing up whose first car was a VW Bug, and so have had many an adventure, in quote marks, in a VW Bug, including being accused of stealing one.
Oh yeah.
But that's a story for another day. Okay, a friend of mine and I, in the extreme clutches of peer group pressure, decided to move a friend's VW Bug that was notoriously unlockable, so very easy to get in. It was at a church dance, and we pushed it out of its current parking spot and pushed it down to another car park space well away from where it was originally parked. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
so I was doing the pushing and my quote-unquote friend was doing the steering and the stopping and the braking because he'd had more driving experience than I. And we got it into position and he pulled the handbrake and then there was a twang and it was the handbrake cable had snapped. And yes, we went into panic mode and sort of sheepishly admitted to this. And then the next week at church, his dad just tore strips off us in front of everybody. So
Oh dear.
yeah, so I've stolen a Volkswagen Beetle. So there we go.
Entuosferatu continues. From what I understand, the fight for more and more credits in movies is very much about workers having proof that they worked on the movie for future job purposes and less about the appreciation.
Absolutely. Yep.
This is an ongoing debate in video games, where often, if you are not on the final team that pushes it out the door, you are not in the credits.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be on there for years, and then I'm moving on to different things, and sorry, you're out. You're out of the credits, even if you did a huge amount of work.
Yeah.
No, you're done.
Which is interesting because this is anecdotal from my recollection of the late 80s and late 80s computer games then. You'd get to the end of the game and the end credits would roll. And I think at that stage, video games were ahead of movies in crediting with their rolling credits every man and his dog that was involved. And so that's sounding more like movies have caught up and video games have fallen back. Mind you, watching the closing credits for, what was it, Star Wars first person or second person. What What's the name of it? Survivor?
Jedi. Either Survivor or... Which one was
Fallen
Survivor? Fallen Order.
Yeah. Or both of those.
Yeah.
The closing credits in that go on forever.
So many people involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And
so many people involved, and then we have to get into the licensing from Lucasfilm and the people above them at Disney.
Yeah, the executive producers of the... Yeah. But that was impressive to watch, and I sat through the entire credits.
And I'd still be willing to bet those credits were incomplete.
Yeah, exactly. And certainly these days... there is a lot more in the movies that it seems like every man and his dog is now listed, but I've got a distant cousin who's heavily involved in set construction, digital set construction, and there are a number of big films that he has been involved in quite heavily, but his name doesn't appear in the credits.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Nosferatu continues. This... a picture of Jif creamy peanut butter is for Colin.
And I, as soon as I saw that, came back with, if you were to say, where in the supermarket would you find Jif?
That's spelt J-I-F for anyone who isn't aware.
Yes. The peanut butter is certainly spelt J-I-F, but if you were to look for J-I-F in a supermarket here, you'd be looking in the cleaning products aisle.
Yeah.
There is a range of kitchen surface products with the name Jif, but not peanut butter.
No. Nosferatu continues. The only thing I remember about Beowulf 2007 was the intense debate about whether you could see Angelina Jolie's CGI monster boobs. You don't. They're covered in gold.
Yes.
Angelina Jolie, by the way, some months pregnant and only there to film for 2 days.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she phoned it in as well.
Yeah. Well, mysterious figures.
Yes.
It's possibly the only excusable phoned-in performance. But still not by much.
No. Actually, I neglected to mention, as far as actual performance is concerned, the worst was the guy who played Beowulf. Mm-hmm. That was even still worse than Malkovich, I thought.
Can give a much better recommendation for Zach Weiner-Smith and Boulet's book Beowulf, which is sadly not a movie, but is an absolute joy to read aloud, as it should be.
Right. I shall add it to the show notes and track it down, if I can.
And it's fairly recent, like maybe a couple of years back.
Okay.
So it should still be in print.
Yeah.
E of Pie.
Hi, E of Pie.
Says Love Bug was one of those movies our family had on VHS, and I watched a bunch. The line from the one hippie about, "We're all prisoners, chickie babe, we all locked in," always amuses me.
Peace, love and mung beans. Yeah. Cool. Do we have any guesses?
We have a guess.
Right.
From Nosferatu.
Uh-huh.
Assuming that nothing has come in the couple of hours since I last checked, which I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
Although we have been caught out before. So if that is the case here, we do apologise and we will find them by next week.
So, last week I said, remember the rules and possibly forget about articles. Articles here, referring to the definitive article, the.
The. There was no the.
There was no the. And Nosferatu has followed that particular exaltation.
Okay, you've just filled in with dread now.
Yeah. He's gone with Love Bug 68. That's LOVBUG 68. Which is not correct.
No.
You've overthought it just a little.
Possibly projecting your love of that fine vehicle that you've even provided a photo of for us.
The actual file name was very simply, just love_bug.
Yeah.
The rule you needed to remember there was about the underscore. I have no idea how you have fit this week's 7-character film title into an 8-character field.
Yeah.
It's truly impossible to say.
Yeah. No idea.
I do still need to look. I do still need to look.
Yeah. Any surprises?
No surprises.
No surprises there.
Dear listener, if you want a totally free arbitrary point, send in your guess as to what the file name for Beowulf
Hang on,
is.
there needs to be an asterisk there
Yeah.
when you said free arbitrary point. At the bottom of the page where the asterisk explanation is, if you get it right.
Well, yes, you do have to get it right.
Yes.
Please get it right. Dear listener, I worry for you.
So which one's into Nosferatu?
Don't know.
Glasses or no glasses?
Hard to say.
Yeah.
File
Anyway,
name guesses, film suggestions, comments on our comments.
Yeah,
Or the
please.
film that we've watched.
send them in.
Or the film that we're going to watch.
And send in pictures of you standing in front of Volkswagen Beetles.
Yeah.
That we can
Yeah.
be impressed. But not stolen ones.
No.
No. Okay. I think we'll move on.
We will move on.
Pick a film for next week so we can go to bed.
And it's your turn.
It is my turn. And, apropos of nothing, I do have something.
Adipose of nothing?
No, apropos
Oh.
of nothing. Definitely not lying here. I do have something.
Good.
We're sort of in the off week of my cycle.
Is that what the smell is?
Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
good.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I do have a film. This
Yeah.
is a film that was remade some years later with Robin Williams.
So hang on, are we watching the remake?
We are watching the original.
Or the original?
Yes.
Right, so, but the remake starred Robin Williams.
The remake in 1997 did star Robin Williams.
Right.
It's a comedy.
Right.
I would say a science fiction comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're still living in the Disney world.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There may even possibly be some actors who might...
There may possibly be
From
a
Herbie?
particular connection that I'm definitely not confirming anything about at this time.
Now, I guess the second question is,
Yeah.
okay, Robin Williams performed in a remake,
Yes.
okay, but was that the remake of the movie of the same name, or was it the remake of the prequel?
It had a different name.
Yeah. And the sequel to the film with a different name was
Yeah.
Son of Flubber?
Yes, that was the sequel to the film that we are going to watch next week.
Can I stretch it out even more? Would this film be the nuttiest professor?
No, you're close. The absent-minded professor.
Absent-minded professor. Sorry. Where did I get the nuttiest professor from?
The Nutty Professor was a 1996 Eddie Murphy vehicle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Starring Murphy as an extremely overweight genetics professor.
Ah. Oh, and he played multiple roles.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so
Anyway.
we're watching The Absent-Minded Professor.
Yeah.
Please tell our dear listener what The Absent-Minded Professor is all about, if you can remember. Or have you forgotten? Short, short Disney or long Disney?
Well, I can give you both.
Okay.
The short Disney is, a bumbling professor invents gravity-defying flubber.
Good.
Here's the long Disney. Presumably taken directly from the back of whatever home video it was last on.
Yeah.
The absent-minded professor contains 2 essential elements for laughter: Fred McMurray and flubber, his gravity-defying formula for flying rubber. You'll visit Medfield College and delight in the fun when Professor Brainard, played by Fred McMurray, uses flubber to put more bounce in the basketball team, fly a Model T jalopy over Washington DC, and save Medfield College from financial ruin. Join a brilliant cast full of your favourite Disney stars: Ed Wynn as Medfield's bumbling fire chief, Kevin Wynn as the evil-minded Alonzo Hawke, put a pin in that one,
Yes.
and Nancy Olsen as the college secretary who the professor has absent-mindedly left at the altar 3 times. Contains tobacco depictions.
Oh, good. Right. Are we keeping that pin there for next week?
Yeah, we're going to keep that pin there for
Okay.
next week, and possibly even for
the
2 weeks after
2 weeks
that.
after that, yes. We hope that we can make it that far. No.
Yeah.
Next week, The Absent-Minded Professor. We hope that you can join us. If you want to do some homework beforehand, it is no doubt playing on Disney+.
It's on Disney. Son of Flubber, not there.
Really?
Can't continue on, 4 weeks later, but...
Have you seen it?
I have not seen the original The Absent-Minded Professor.
Right. Okay.
I have seen Flubber.
Yeah.
I don't remember very much about seeing Flubber. It was some time ago.
And it's quite forgettable, too. However, The Absent-Minded Professor
is what we'll be watching next week.
We hope that you can join us. But until then, we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
You have been listening to Cellulose Free. Your hosts were Colin, who produces and edits the show, and Thomas, who makes the artwork and music. Cellulose Free is recorded in the Deranged Cat Studios in scenic Tasmania, Australia. We keep track of our extensive physical media collection through My Movies, which we highly recommend. You can find links to that, as well as other places you can find us, in the show notes. Cellulose Free is a Hi Hello production.
Set in a time of demons and dragons, warriors and temptresses. Temptresses. Warriors and temptresses. Hail Beowulf. Beowulf. My mouth is moist for no obvious reason.
Thomas said moist.
I did.